We recently stayed at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, and I wasn't going to let a little thing like a little Okay, well, I'm trying to go in with my mind wide open, okay? I decided I was going to do my best to not pay any attention to the construction. And then we pulled into the main driveway. It's kind of hard to not pay any attention to the main construction when there's a 15-story building growing up in front of you. Now, personally, we try to do the mobile check-in as often as possible, but I got to admit, the Coronado Springs reception area for check-in and concierge is really nice. Kind of reminds me of the Spanish Mission-style train station in downtown Orlando. Disney's Coronado Springs is a huge layout divided into 3 separate villages, the first being the casitas. Casitas means little houses, and Disney's casitas are anything but. Reminiscent of Monterey, the 5 buildings ranging from 3 to 5 stories are the closest to the convention center, with Building 1 actually connecting directly to it. Buildings 2 and 3 connect to Building 1, making them the most convenient to convention goers. And it is, in my opinion, the most beautiful of the 3 villages. It's also home to a wide variety of fountains, from small babbling brooks all the way up to grand water displays. The casitas rooms are also the most recently renovated. When we stayed there in April, they were still finishing up the last of the rooms, but that didn't diminish the beauty of the grounds one little bit. Thanks to Mike, I can show you the inside of the newly renovated casitas rooms. But if you ask me, it looks like they're downplaying the theming of Coronado Springs itself and making everything just, well, plain generic. Now, directly across Lago Dorado is the Cabanas Village. These are reminiscent of Mexico's coastal resorts. Think Acapulco, and they are gorgeous. Big white sandy beaches, beautiful buildings. There just seems to be one downfall to having these hammocks right out here on the beach. And that's it. They're also the loudest, with the most construction going on around them. But of course, our room was in the Rancho section. Now, the Rancho section is the furthest away from the construction, and I gotta tell you, until we turned the corner, you couldn't actually hear the construction from our room. And overall, this is one of the best rooms we ever had. Thanks to my buddy Dave over at yourfirstvisit.net, I can show you the layout right here. When you think of ranchos, think of Pueblo-style villas in Mexico's California. That desert southwestern theme is supposed to include small streams running over rocky beds, but in the 2 times we've stayed there hasn't been anything in those rivers. But even without water in the riverbeds, the place is still gorgeous. But let's talk more about my first floor room and why it's one of the best rooms we ever had. And we can sum it up this way. Location, location, location. Yep, we were located right across from the pool. And I'll show you the floor plan again because, well, I've kind of lost all the pictures of the room. But even here, there was some construction going on as the rooms were renovated into the newly generic rooms. Don't get me wrong, I still love the rooms at the Rancho's Village, but it is one heck of a hike up to El Centro, the main section of the resort. Although you can take the resort bus all the way up to the front. Now, El Centro is where you'll find everything, and you can get there through not just 1, not just 2, but 3 separate handicapped entrances. Number 3's got a kind of a weird curve there. And you enter in through the main foyer. A beautiful and, may I say it, well air-conditioned building. Off to your left, you'll find the registration and concierge desks. And directly across from you, you'll find Panchitos, the Coronado Springs gift and sundry store. And you'll find it to be one of the best themed stores on property. It's home to a large selection of Oaxacan art. And for $15, you can try your hand at it. This is the one Gene made. I keep it proudly displayed on my studio desk. Next to Panchitos, you'll find Cafe Rick. It's a takeout joint with some tasty pastries, some bagged chips. You have a large selection of cans and bottles of waters and sodas and soft drinks, And you have a place where you can even go ahead and get fountain drinks. Now also in the foyer on your immediate right is going to be the hallway that takes you to all the restaurants and the convention center. First up on the restaurant list is Rick's Sports Bar and Grill, home of the Wachos, and home to some of the weirdest table configurations. I swear this is pictured directly under our table. And for those of you who ate there and love Ventanas, well, it's a thing of the past. It and its patio area are now gone, and well, Rick's is serving their breakfast. And that brings us to the Pepper Market. Formerly home to the Chicken Goddess, I guess she's gone during construction. I hope they're bringing her back. I think she's in a box. The Pepper Market is your quick-serve restaurant for the Coronado Springs Resort. And home to some of the weirdest theming you're going to find anywhere on property. But they do have a margarita bar in the evening. Here, in addition to your standard fare of sandwiches, burgers, and of course pizza, they also have tacos and bowls, and some of the best desserts you'll find anywhere. You can expect to spend about $15 to $20 a person, and we never had any problems with seating. A little further still down the hallway, you'll find the Maya Grill. Now, it wasn't open when I took these pictures, and I've never really eaten there, so I really can't make a judgment. So, if you have, and you liked it, let me know in the comments below. Now, out behind El Centro on the deck, you'll find the Laguna Bar, home to some of the most dangerous steps on property. So, in order for you to go over there, you first need to go over here. I can only hope that these steps are well lit at night, because they're not marked at all and you can just shoot right down there. And I don't want to see what kind of injuries that can result from a fall like that. Kinda odd though, because of the rip-rap back and forth, you can tell that this ramp was an afterthought. But Coronado Springs was built in 1996 and the Americans with Disabilities Act came in 1990. Was the planning that far behind or what? And I'm pretty sure with this bar sticking out here, this doesn't meet the minimum walkway requirements. But if you want to eat down by the water, this is what you're going to have to do to get there. I mean, provided you're in a wheelchair. Just a little further down from the Laguna Bar is the boat rental place, but it was closed when we were there and there wasn't a single boat in the dock, so I don't know whether they're going to reopen it after the construction's done or not. And as cool as Coronado Springs is now, I can't wait to see what happens when they finally open the tower and the Oasis restaurant out in the middle of Lago Dorado. And another consideration you might want to make when staying at Coronado Springs is the fact that it is a convention center. And not just a little convention center. It is quite busy, and it can be quite loud. They were holding a convention for Dance World and Cheer World while we were there. And while there was a ton of people in the convention center, I don't think they were staying on property. They have 3 very large exhibit halls and ballrooms, but they can break them down even further. This is them prepping the Veracruz exhibit hall. There were large hallways connecting up to 3 exhibit halls, and I did notice that there were these charging blocks on every table in the hallway. Okay, enough with the convention center. Let's go someplace fun. Now, I've already showed you the Ranchos pool that was right across from our room, but there are 3 other pools on property. The Casitas Village has a really nice, quiet pool, with a couple of lanes already marked so you can do your daily swim. And of course they have the regular handicap lift. The Cabanas pool has 2 sets of large entry stairs with handrails, in addition to the ladder down at the far end. Now, I don't know whether it was because of the construction or what, but there was nobody at the Cabanas pool the day I went. And there are ramps leading up to the restroom doors, but you will need to have a magic band in order to gain entry. And of course, they have the standard handicap lift. But now, let's talk about the main pool, the dig site pool. And yes, this is one of those pools where they check your magic band to make sure you're actually staying at the resort. The dig site pool is guarded and also one of the most heavily themed pools on Disney World property. And although Disney says they want to lead more towards Spain and Mexico in their theming, I don't remember any Aztec, Toltec, or Maya temples being in Europe at all. And I would hate to see them lose the theming that they have at the dig site pool. I mean, it covers everything from the volleyball court to the kiddie play area. Oh yeah, and they have a really good snack bar by the dig site pool too. Overall, a good way to spend a day relaxing. Oh, and speaking of relaxing, I forgot to mention the La Vida Spa. You can get a massage there, work out, and go around the corner to Casa de Belleza, where you can get a mani-pedi and other things that I don't know about. But my wife says it's fantastic. Overall, I think Coronado Springs is rapidly becoming my favorite place to stay. It's gorgeous, it's fun, there's a lot of things to do, and eventually it'll be a really nice place after they're done fixing it up. Emmy's curious, have you liked or commented yet? And if you like this video, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And when you do subscribe, don't forget to click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.